Okay, today I will be discussing about PSG up against Newcastle. These two teams, I think PSG and they are fighting for who will, because for now I think Newcastle need a draw or a win.
I don't think they need a
draw. They need a win.
Both of them need
a win for them to be able to
exactly
for the
because
top.
if you check the points difference,
yeah,
I think it's just 2
13,
points or 13. In fact, 3 points. The 3 point, there's a 3 point difference between
Newcastle and PSG.
Is it Newcastle? No, like
from the third, yeah, it is
to like the 20th or the 18th or 15th. Okay, 14. So when you look at that situation, it's a risky situation. Very because
as it starts, it's going to be a very, very dramatic night.
Exactly.
Very dramatic.
Exactly. I'm very sure a lot of people. I don't know. This is the first time we are seeing this kind of situation.
Okay, and that's why UEFA had to say, okay, for this to happen, you got to start this game at the same time, play at the same time, and let's see
because what happen actually is every team will have to like the officials of every team will have to be on their phone checking.
Definitely.
Because the table will be
up and down like this. Only those who are safe are Bayern and Arsenal who are safe at the moment
of them.
Then others they are in that corner.
Exactly.
Because now if you can to qualify for top 8, you not have any issue to be fighting to play for playoffs. But when you qualify for playoffs, you also have a chance to be able to, because when you have only those who are under who in fact I'll pity the people who are on 25th and 26th tonight, because it's not going to be easy for them. Because when you're at the 25th and they are 26th, you'll be like, Adebi did better. Would have been playing this.
Exactly. A lot of people are going to play the game of their life.
Definitely, they will. Because
this is like the last chance.
Definitely, for you to be able to survive.
Exactly.
That's why even if you like you said, it's easier for you to be able to, when you are in top 8, at least you will relax. You don't have any. But when you are in top 24, at least you say, okay,
at least you still have an
opportunity for you to
get to the round of 16.
Just go and grind yourself and get ready.
The big boys don't want the playoffs. It's a distraction for them. They don't want to have that extra 2 matches.
Definitely. But I think
injuries and every other.
PSG wouldn't have been struggling this even they lost their last game against Sporting. But I think by now, and even they beat Sporting.
The thing is,
by now they shouldn't be.
If you put it that way, every other person will tell you the matches they lost.
No. The why I mentioned PSG, because they are determined defending champions.
Anyways,
okay,
because everyone expected so much from them.
Definitely. But this same thing happened last season. They went so good. They did the group stage,
and that once the group stage was
they picked up, and then they start punishing teams.
Started beating everybody.
Okay, so now are you saying now that it's not going to be? Yeah, we know it's going to be easy. But who's going to have upper hand? Because PSG, they're home.
Yeah, I think I'll give it to PSG.
Okay,
it's a very important game for them. They are going to come out with full force. They are playing in front of their
fans. I think because of this made the manager rested the player. That's why they only just beat Bodu by just one goal to nil last weekend. I was watching the game here and I saw how he had to feature just young players who can be able to just do the job. And at the end of the day, they tried their best to get the 3 points. Now, because he's really resting players for Newcastle game.
Exactly. They need to get the 3 points. They need
to be able to
they beat Newcastle, they are sure of survivor.
Yeah.
That's for the top 8. They don't want that playoff. Nobody, all these big boys, they don't want it. Yeah. Teams are already trying as much as possible to reduce the number of matches they are playing in the season, and then this is an opportunity for you to remove 2 matches, which will
give you stress, and also you don't know what to expect to
injuries, fatigue, and every other thing. So it's a very critical situation if you get into that.
Okay,
position.
We'll be having Dortmund. They'll be hosting Inter Milan. CBN. It's going to be a tough one, because Inter also on their own side will be fighting to say, okay, let us try our best to make sure we'll be able to do better, to survive. So how are you seeing this game? It's not going to be easy, because Dortmund on their own side, they're also doing so well in the Champions League.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Okay.
Seriously, because this last group matches now looks like a semi-final.
Definitely.
Looks like a semi-final in the sense that it's very, very much important for every team.
Yeah.
Especially every team that feels like I am good enough to finish in the top 8. And Dortmund, of course, they are one of them.
Definitely.
They will definitely feel like they should have done better, and this is another opportunity for them to even. And I think if they win and some other result goes their way, I think they might be able to finish in the top 8.
Okay, Inter the runners up last season in the Champions League.
So and they're already among the top 8 currently.
Yeah.
So they'll want to cement that position. So it's going to be a very tough
one.
It's going to be a very tough game.
Now they talk of the time, or the show or the drama started since yesterday night, and we are expecting the full drama to play out right there in Naples tonight. Napoli up against Chelsea. This is going to be another tough one because the Blues they'll be licking their wounds if they lose against Napoli, because against Atlanta you're not supposed to lose that game even if it's a draw. Against Karabakh, you're supposed to beat Karabakh. You were beating Karabakh in 9 minutes. They have to equalize. So Chelsea will be saying, "Oh no, these are the games we're supposed to to have won and comfortably." Okay, despite the Atlanta game because they were blown up by Atlanta, but. Let's see how are you seeing this Napoli?
Yeah, it's going to be a very competitive game because Napoli they are outside they are 25th in the
yes.
And I'm telling you, they're free now. They are going to do whatever it takes for them to get to the 3 points, so they can get into the first 24. But on
the other hand, need a win to be able to cement their place in that.
So, but when you look at the two teams, I think they're the one that is under pressure. Is Napoli.
Definitely,
they are in a very
because Chelsea will say, okay, even if we play draw, we just
have to go for the playoff. Yeah, and playoff is not really like the teams you are likely going to meet are not going to be a big team.
Yeah,
in the playoff.
Yeah.
So, but Napoli, they are the ones who are in danger. Right now, they wouldn't want to be eliminated in the group stage.
They wouldn't.
Whereas some other teams that they are better than are still there. So,
but you can't blame anybody because you put it on yourself. You put
exactly.
It on yourself.
But then that pressure that is mounting on them now might actually play against them at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Because now Chelsea is not a team that you
write off. Especially when it comes to big teams. Exactly. They always play in their mind.
So
they
might just come out today and blow them off.
Definitely.
Do you understand? So
I'm likely seeing that because Atorokoto was praising Chelsea that they have a commanding squad and a very nice team.
And they just lost 3-0
against Juventus. So it's going to be a very tough one, for them. And I pity Conte because you are defending champions in the Serie A. Now you are nowhere in the top 3.
Exactly.
I find this is concerned. And now, if you lose out in Champions League now, you have only the league, and also I think they're also out in the cup competition. Now it's only the league. How are they going to do this? So it's going to be very
bad.
Pressure is
the pressure is too much on them right now, and it might not work well. It might not help them
because when you're under pressure, you make mistakes. You don't play with your head. You don't play with your head.
Exactly that you should have reasoned very well.
I think the talisman in Scott McTominay. I think are you not seeing him? He's punishing Chelsea.
He can't do that if he's allowed to, but I think it's not going to really. It doesn't look likely.
It's a battle of midfield.
It doesn't look likely because the Chelsea's midfield is
not going to be
strong.
No, let's see. It's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, Rosinho, who is the Chelsea's new coach, has been doing very well. I mean, he's played 4 matches and won 3, so he's a very wonderful.
I think I can remember when somebody was telling me that Napoli is going to beat Chelsea, but let's see how it goes because anybody is free to to predict his our own game. But I believe I don't think it can happen but I know Chelsea. Whenever Chelsea are facing big teams, Chelsea they always play out their mind. They play with their mind and they really focus and they always go out there to punish. Let's see how it goes. And Frankfurt Tottenham.
I think Tottenham will beat Frankfurt.
They've been poor.
Frankfurt they are very poor, and Tottenham Tottenham plays better in the Champions League.
Definitely, and Tottenham just need to win.
They just need to win, and they're done. I think Premier League teams are dominating. They're
really doing that.
If Chelsea wins today and Chelsea wins,
Liverpool wins.
I think they are going.
It's over. And City also wins.
Exactly. So the Premier League are really showing why is the best league in the world.
Okay, now. I think Madrid up against Bodo Glimt. It's a very poor one for
Bodo Glimt after beating Manchester
Definitely. But anything can happen. This is football and this Champions League.
Yeah, I think Atletico Madrid will beat them.
But going to Spain is not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's not going to be that
easy. Yeah,
they are going to beat them in Spain.
The Vacation Villarreal, CBN. It's another tough one.
But I think Vacation will still beat Villarreal. Villarreal are very poor. They've been poor in the Champions League this season.
They went to Atlanta last week and beat Atlanta. So you never can tell, like we said.
But yeah, it was a good performance, yes. But still, when you check the other performances in the Champions, they've not really been impressive.
Okay, sorry, they're not them. Nothing is Atletico Bilbao. Okay, Atletico Bilbao. Arsenal carry out.
It's a walkover. It's a walkover game.
You never can tell because I think Atata might best players.
Yeah, of course, definitely. I think that's the ideal thing to do.
Yes,
you've already qualified. There's nothing else you're looking for, except if he wants to prove to himself that he can.
He want to win. Yeah,
losing and all that, and with conceding fewer goals.
But I think
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
There's no need.
But like you said, that is where the experience comes in as a manager. You will say, okay, look at this game. Like the opponent said so. Now, Atata need to come to the drawing board. Look at these games. These are the games that we need to win. Like Jose Mourinho always do, and let's focus on these games. We need to win it. We don't mind. Cardiac, we can lose against Cardiac. We can draw against Cardiac. Exactly. It's not our business.
Exactly.
We are looking at weekend game in the Premier League. Who are we meeting? How are we going to do it? Let us go out there, rest players, go there and win. But like you said, Atata behave somehow. Sometimes
I think if players like Declan Rice, Saliba,
Saka,
Mangales, Saka, and Timber and Raya plays this game,
then
that's foolishness. That's foolishness.
Okay, Pafos Slavia Praha. It's good to be. These are two teams who are already off.
Yeah, I think Pafos will be the Pafos. They are very good setup of a team, and I think they are going to beat Slavia Praha.
Man City Galatasaray.
That's a very tough game.
Very tough one. I think City need to win. Gala need to win.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them need to win to see if they can get into that top 8. It's going to be very tough, and if Man City are not careful, Galatasaray will surprise them.
Okay.
But the way I'm seeing, I see Man City beating them, but it's still not set 100% sure.
Club Brugge, Marcel.
Yeah, these two teams have been struggling a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Marcel, sometimes they show flashes of
they lost last week against Liverpool. Exactly. They were really poor.
In that game, you could see that they were trying to do something in the game, but they are not really finishing it up with in the final third.
As expected. Okay.
So I think I'll give it to Club Brugge.
Okay. Lonely Benfica against Real Madrid. However, they have been so good in their league, but they have been so poor in the Champions League.
Exactly.
So Jose Mourinho will say, okay, these are my former ties, right? Let us go there and boys and there. Let's surprise the big boys and there.
I think the Benfica, they have been a very big danger of not qualifying at all.
Definitely.
So, and it's quite unfortunate they are facing Real Madrid at this stage.
But I think Real Madrid, do you need to blame Mourinho? Because the rot started on time
from the previous coach.
Yeah.
So, but Real Madrid, on the other hand, they need to win the game.
They need to.
They're definitely going to present their formidable team
to make sure they beat. But I think I'm giving it to them. They'll beat it. Of course. Okay, CBN Union St. up against Atlanta. How do you see this one?
Atlanta really are chasing top 8.
They are really doing that.
Chasing top 8. They are going to come out in full force.
The game they lost last week really hurt them. Hurt them.
Yeah, of course. It's not really a certain one. It's not going to be easy for them, but I think all things being equal, Atlanta should be able to beat them.
Okay, now finally, PSV Bayern Munich.
Now Bayern Munich, they are another team that will actually going to feed their second team.
Yeah.
I think is the reasonable thing
because they lost last week in the league.
Exactly.
At home
is the reasonable thing to do because they are not fighting for any thing in the Champions League right now.
Yeah,
they've already qualified. And as among the top 8, so they don't even need to stress themselves. They don't need to risk getting their players injured. So they definitely should start the game with their second 11.
So generally tonight is going to be the last. I find the group stage concerned, and we are expecting a tough and interesting game tonight. Viewers, you need to look out. Go there, viewing center. Make sure you watch. Get yourself, entertained, and like we said, top teams who are chasing top 8. We know them. The likes of Chelsea, the likes of Atalanta, Manchester City,
Real Madrid,
PSG,
Liverpool,
Newcastle. These are the teams who are pushing to make sure they can be able to make it in top 8. Then those who will fall out in the 24 from the 24 state team, and we will still see how you go. CBN, thank you for your time, and definitely we'll be back by weekend to discuss what really played out and how we see the game and how everything will go. Thank you for being with us, and we'll be back. Thank you.